Happy Monday, Bears fans. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. Today's show is presented by Manscaped. You can get 20% off plus free shipping when you use code BEARS20 at manscaped.com. Go check out all of their men's grooming products, including the Beard Hedger. We'll tell you a little bit more about that product later on in the show. Could the Bears start a bidding war for the number one pick in the NFL draft? There's kind of I won't call it a full report, more in the rumor category that the Texans and Colts both want the number one pick. They could both be teams that could get the number one pick. We've certainly talked about both those teams as quarterback-needy teams, and since they're AFC South rivals, it certainly makes things interesting. Todd McShay, ESPN NFL draft analyst, had this to say. He said, I don't think the Texans, will sit at 2. I think they'll do everything they can, and the Colts are going to be the driving reason in terms of moving up. The Colts are done with veteran quarterbacks who come in and just don't fit the bill. We've talked about that, the Matt Ryans, the Phillip Rivers. It just hasn't worked out for Indy, so they're Carson Wentz. They're a prime team that could try and trade up, and if they want to get the guy they want, they got to leapfrog Houston to get him because obviously Houston and Indy has kind of that little extra reason to want to move up because if there's someone they really want and they don't want their division rival to get them, that is certainly big. But we've looked at this draft order. Houston needs a quarterback. Indianapolis needs a quarterback. Raiders could be a team, although I think they're going to look for a veteran. Atlanta, Carolina. There's going to be teams that want to move up, but Houston and Indianapolis in particular stand out because A, that means the Bears don't have to move down as much, and B, again, I think the fact that these two teams are division rivals, new head coaches, we don't know who Indy's is going to be yet. Sounds like D'Amico Ryans to Houston, but they are desperate for a franchise quarterback, and this is why, guys, getting the number one pick was so huge because I heard time and time again, if they're number 2, they're fine. And yeah, the Bears would have been fine with the number 2 pick, but since they're number 1, you got 2 division rivals in the top 5 that need a quarterback. That is awesome because that could drive the price up. If they get desperate enough, they're going to pay $1.50, $1.75 on the dollar to go up and get that number 1 pick. Bears move down and get more assets. You absolutely love to see it. Whether it's Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis. I know the Colts, there's been heavy rumors that they really like Levis. It'll be interesting to see if the Colts and Texans get intel on one another on which QB they like the best. We're obviously early in this process, but I think the Bears, Ryan Poles, sitting in a really, really good spot in terms of holding that number 1 pick. Now, if you don't want a YouTube ad break right now, early on sometimes you'll get hit with an ad break because, we do have to pay the bills here at Chat Sports. But if you don't want one right now, just like the video for me. If you're like, I don't really mind, then okay, don't like the video. But if you don't want to get hit with the YouTube ad break at this exact moment, all you got to do is hit that like button. Will the Bears trade down? That's certainly the second part of this discussion because I think we all assume and think, oh, yeah, they're for sure going to trade down. Well, nothing's a guarantee. I mean, you got to get a trade you like. Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus and the staff may fall in love with a player and don't want to risk moving down and risk not getting him. But the reality is the number 1 pick has only been traded once in the past 20 years, and that was in 2016 when the Rams moved up to go get Jared Goff. It's rare when a team picking at number 1 doesn't need a quarterback. Now, it happened last year. The Jags had the number 1 pick, and they had Trevor Lawrence. They weren't going to draft a quarterback. They took Trayvon Walker, but I think had that been a stronger QB class, they would have traded down as well. Remember, last year's draft was not a good quarterback class. You're talking about like Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis were like the top 2 guys, Desmond Ridder. So they opted to stay at 1 and pick Trayvon Walker, but Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, that's a stronger class that teams are going to be interested in moving up. So that's why the Bears are in a unique spot. Most people think they have their quarterback in Justin Fields. Most believe they're not going to draft a quarterback, which means trading down is obviously a strong possibility, although it doesn't happen often. Because you look at the last 10 years, more often than not, if you're picking number 1, you need a quarterback, right? Outside of Trayvon Walker, Myles Garrett, and Eric Fisher and Jadeveon Clowney, it's been quarterbacks. And again, I explained the Walker pick last year. It wasn't a good QB class. Garrett is obviously a can't-miss prospect. Clowney was a can't-miss prospect, and Eric Fisher was a very strong prospect as well. It is rare when when a team picking number 1 does not need a quarterback. But again, it's not a given because trading down from the number 1 pick doesn't happen that often. I'll say right now, I think there's a 65% chance of trading down. You can't go higher than 70 or so because A, you got to get a trade you like, and B, the number 1 pick is going to cost a ton for any team to move up. So It takes two to tango. I think there's a good chance. 65% chance is a very high number, I would say. And I do think there is a good chance it'll get traded, but I don't think we should assume or the Bears should assume that a trade down will happen. You have to operate as if you're going to have the number one pick while, of course, answering the call, taking those calls and saying, hey, we'll offer you this and that, and Ryan Poles has to weigh all of that. But the Bears got to be prepared to pick number one, but personally, I hope they trade down, and I think there's a very good chance that they will. Now, will the Bears end up trading the number one overall pick? What say you? Type T for trade or type P for pass. They'll end up keeping the pick. Let me know what you guys think Chicago will do at number one. Now, we appreciate Manscaped for sponsoring today's show. They've been a sponsor for a long time here at Bears Now, and that is because they have the best men's grooming products out there, including the all-new Beard Hedger. You can get the Beard Hedger Pro Kit for 20% off using code BEARS20 at manscaped.com. Are you tired of using multiple products to maintain your beard? I know I was. Look no further than the luxury Beard Hedger Pro Kit from Manscaped. This complete beard maintenance kit has everything you need for the modern man on the go. From trimming to treatment, this kit has it all. This kit includes the Beard Hedger, AC adapter, and USB-C cable, beard shampoo and conditioner, beard oil, beard balm, and a travel bag. Plus, as a special bonus, you will also receive a free beard accessory pack with a beard brush, beard comb, and beard scissors. The Beard Hedger was designed with a unique cutting angle to have its built-in comb lift flat-lying hairs for smooth single-stroke trimming for a limited time. You can get 20% off plus free shipping with code BEARS20 when you go to manscaped.com. Check the comments, check the description for that link and promo code. I like this product because it's got 20 rotators of how short you want to trim it, but it's all on one little trimmer there. You don't have to have all these different attachments, and then you've just got all this junk laying around for your beard trimming kit. It all comes in one travel kit. You are good to go. Promo code BEARS20 at manscaped.com. Check the description and take advantage of this deal. All right, let's get to a free agency offseason rumor here. Could the Bears let David Montgomery walk? There's kind of a loose rumor report out there that David Montgomery could command $12 million per year. I personally don't really believe it, but here's what Chris Emma of 670 The Score in Chicago had to say. He said Montgomery might seek $12 million annually, which is what running backs Aaron Jones and Joe Mixon receive from their teams. That figure is tied for the seventh highest annual salary for a running back. It would be a reasonable request from Montgomery, though the Bears might be more inclined to want to pay him something like $7 million annually that Leonard Fournette and James Conner make. Those two running backs pull in the ninth highest salaries of their position. I'll be honest, I'd be surprised if Montgomery got $12 million for a couple reasons. One, he's had some injuries. He's a physical type of runner. So he might be a guy that doesn't necessarily age super well. And two, he's not in that elite tier of, hey, this is a guy you pay at running back. Like, he's good. I like David Montgomery. I've told you guys, I'd give him $7 to $8 million per year. But 12? Like, Aaron Jones catches 50, 60, 70 balls per year sometimes. Joe Mixon, same deal. I like Monty. He can catch the ball, but he's not as explosive as the high-paid running backs in the NFL. I would not give him $12 million. I think that's a massive overpay, and I like him a lot. So that's kind of where I'm at. What's the most you would pay Monty per season? Let me know in the comments section below. I think I would personally cap out at about $8 million. Let us know what you guys think. I don't think I can go higher. Like, I know the Bears have a bunch of cap space, and we don't have an exact number. It's, either in the high 90s or low hundreds, and they can add more by cutting players. And I value Monty more as just his production, and he's had good production. Like, we've talked about this. I like this guy a lot. He's a leader for this football team. But I can't give him 10, 11, 12 million per year. You just have too many needs at other spots. And you have the security blanket in Khalil Herbert. You can sign another back for cheaper to pair with him. Or you could pay a little extra and go big with like Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley if you really wanted to go that route. Like, if Monty's 12 million and Barkley's 14, 15, I'd probably rather go Barkley, even though I think that's an overpay. But I'd rather overpay Barkley than David Montgomery, if that makes sense. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of free agent running backs that you could go get. You could even pair a guy like Devin Singletary, Jamal Williams with Khalil Herbert, who, remember, Khalil Herbert led the NFL in yards per carry at 5.7 last year. I know he had some injuries, but he showed he could be very capable in this system. My point is, it's not Monty or bust at running back. And I put it in our free agency plan video. I want to bring back Montgomery, but you have to be smart when you are working with the salary cap and trying to build a roster. And I don't think when you're coming off a 3-win season, paying David Montgomery $12 million per year would be wise. Now, I don't think he'll get that, so that's the good news. But if he gets, 10 plus, hey, thank you for your services. Thank you for the 4 years. We are going to go in a different direction. Subscribe to Bears Now as the Bears start making moves, which, by the way, they can re-sign free agents, internal free agents whenever they want. So if they re-sign David Montgomery, we will have a video for that. Nonstop updates throughout the offseason. The link is down below. It's youtube.com/Bears Now. Let's get to 60,000 subscribers. That way we can do a live Bears Now fan-led mock draft. All right, one more free agency rumor here, then we'll sign off. How about re-signing Nick Morrow? He's a free agent, played under a 1-year deal, and I would say he was very average. Like, he wasn't bad. He racked up a bunch of tackles, but I wouldn't say they were necessarily high-end. 116 tackles. They'd have 11 TFLs. That's a decent number. That's not bad, but no sacks. Didn't give you anything in the blitz game. A couple breakups, 1 pick. His PFF grades were below average. I don't put full stock into PFF, but I think it's a decent grading system. I'd probably rather upgrade here, or, maybe even draft a backer in the middle rounds. But, if you get him back for $2, $3, $4 million, I'm not bad. I don't mind that. I'd prefer him to be probably your number 3 linebacker. You've got Sanborn, pair him with somebody. Maybe Morrow's your 3. That's cool, but I'd probably rather upgrade from Nick Morrow to be that second linebacker with Sanborn, whether it's your best linebacker or second linebacker behind Sanborn, whatever the case may be, because Sanborn was clearly better than Nick Morrow this year. I don't think there's any doubt about that. All right, guys, appreciate you for tuning in today. If you want more, often updates, you can follow me on social media at HGramNFL. Sometimes I can hit you guys with updates over there before here on YouTube. Same on Instagram, more Bears content on that platform as well. Same handle at HGramNFL. I am Harrison Graham, and we will see you next time here at Chicago Bears Now.